Hey everybody, this is Nick from Bruto Bello and Carillon Audio. I just have an interesting tip here for Ableton users. I've been listening a lot to this guy named Wolg, W-O-L-G, and he does some really cool, interesting sound design in his tunes that I like to call audio origami. It's like he's like warping the sounds, that kind of like folding into themselves and doing all this really cool undulating sort of stuff that helps kind of propel the rhythm of his tracks along. And I kind of wanted to integrate something like that into my setup without having to go through what I imagine was just, hours and hours of tedious editing of audio clips. So I wanted to come up with a quick rack and something that I could use which would allow me to do that easily. And this is what I came up with. Here, let me just play you an example of what I ended up doing here. So there you go. It's seemingly random and all that sort of fun stuff, but later you can take it and record it as an audio track, resample within Ableton, and then kind of go through and pick out the coolest, most interesting sounding parts. But the key to this is, it's randomness. It's about throwing in some really interesting automation and not knowing exactly what it's going to do. So what drives this, well, let me let you just hear the regular sounds themselves, just so you have an idea of what the original source material kind of sounded like. So there's, they're kind of acoustic sounds. I recorded these with my audio recording class as stuff that we could later chop up, and I ended up using a lot of the kind of in-between stuff, like dropping microphones, moving the stands, these weird pops and clicks and other stuff too that sounded interesting to me. So that's my source material there. And let me show you the rack that I've created to make this into that random mess of sounds here. As you can see, it's just playing a single note. It's actually playing single quarter notes. You just can't see them as separate notes. And then it's running through an arpeggiator, which the rate of is being manipulated in real time. Let me go like this here. The rate is being manipulated in real time. The gate is being manipulated in real time, well, as it plays back. And then even the repeats get warped and changed as it plays back. It's running through a randomizer, so it's playing just one note and then completely randomizing it 100% of the time, up or down by 8 possible steps. So it's playing this note right here and going up or down randomly. It's running through a compressor just for the heck of it to kind of tame the volume of things in. Then it's running through an auto panner here, which 100% of the time at a quarter note is just randomly choosing where to pan it. So I've got the random chosen right here. And then it's running through a reverb, which the decay time is totally being manipulated as well. So what that has the tendency to do is make it sound like one hit's got a huge tail, and then as it warps or changes, you can see that tail will become shorter, and it's almost like a camera shot where you're zooming into something. All of a sudden you feel like you're kind of getting a little bit closer to it, which I dig. And then to make it even kind of more surreal sounding is it's running through a limiter. And that brings everything just smack dab in your face. It's like having a magnifying glass on this stuff. And, I find that to be really cool. So then, and like I say, you can take it and take that raw material and then start to play with it and figure out what you like. This is just the raw recording right here of a section of it. I just resampled it, and then you can play with it from there. So you can see things like that happen where it automatically does these real quick edits for you. Those are all pure arpeggiation, you know, it's just re-triggering that sample very quickly, and that makes it totally weird and random. But I hopefully, I hope that this is an interesting tutorial for you guys. I find it really fascinating. I think it's a really cool way of just, getting something done without spending a ton of time doing it, because I like to work on melodies. I like to work on other sorts of stuff besides this real, kind of finesse, fine-tooth comb sort of stuff like this. So just having, 16 bars of something like that, that's plenty of material to kind of chop up and put into a song, I find. And so, yeah, hopefully it's an interesting technique to you. Check out my music, check out my blog. I'd love to get some comments from you on this video or even on other stuff on my blog. So keep making good music, and cheers. Bye.